The new Haas F25 may not look dramatically different from its predecessor, but it represents a bold statement of intent from Formula One's smallest team. Unusually, this is due to a decision Haas has not made, choosing to go against conventional wisdom in hopes that it will pay off. Haas's technical partnership with Ferrari allows it to access the latest specification parts from Maranello, a model the team has followed since entering F1 in 2016. This involves utilizing as many transferable components as possible while focusing on the mandatory in-house design elements, including the monocoque and aerodynamic surfaces, which are classified as listed team components. Historically, Haas has adopted Ferrari's latest offerings without question. Team principal Ayao Komatsu described this approach as the safest and easiest choice. However, this year marks a change. Haas has opted to retain the 2024 Ferrari front suspension rather than adopting the latest specification. This means the F25 will continue using a pushrod suspension setup instead of switching to the pull rod configuration Ferrari has introduced for 2025. This decision is not driven by financial or operational constraints, nor by a desire to redirect focus to the new 2026 regulations. Instead, Haas carefully weighed the advantages and drawbacks of switching. Given that Ferrari's pull rod design primarily targets aerodynamic gains, adapting it would require Haas to re-optimize its own aerodynamic philosophy. This transition could lead to an initial performance dip before reaching its full potential. Komatsu explained that, for the final year of the current regulations, continuity in front suspension should yield a more competitive and well-understood package, ultimately leading to better results. Komatsu sees this as a reflection of a team growing in confidence, with clearer technical understanding and decision-making. This suggests that under the previous leadership of team founder Günther Steiner, who departed before the 2024 season, the team might not have had the conviction to make such a decision. The assumption under the old regime was that new always meant better. However, Haas's strong performance in 2023, finishing 7th in the Constructors' Championship despite low expectations, has validated its technical approach. Team owner Gene Haas is known for his demanding expectations, and despite the team's limited technical resources, he anticipates further improvements this season. Success will depend on whether the team's unconventional approach with the F25 proves effective. The Haas F25 had its first run at Silverstone on Sunday, February 16th, with Esteban Ocon at the wheel. He completed the full 200 kilometers of running permitted in a promotional event, helping the team assess cockpit ergonomics, particularly in accommodating Ocon's long legs. His teammate, Oliver Behrman, is set to drive the car in Bahrain during a second filming day before pre-season testing begins. Although the 2024 front suspension remains unchanged, and the car appears visually similar to last year's model, there are notable modifications. The rear suspension and gearbox are now Ferrari's 2025 spec components, including the pull rod rear suspension. The team has also developed a new monocoque, refined to create additional aerodynamic opportunities. This evolutionary approach is evident in the car's subtle design tweaks. Former F1 technical director and analyst Gary Anderson expected more noticeable visual differences, but noted several key updates. These include minor refinements to the wing mirror shrouds, where horizontal vanes have been added to better control airflow. The side pods have also been reshaped, continuing the evolution of the design introduced at the 2023 United States Grand Prix. This includes adjustments to the radiator inlets, which were observed during the Silverstone run. One significant aerodynamic change is the revision of the rear wing end plates, particularly at the junction with the main plane. The cutout in this area has been extended, resulting in a shorter radius. This modification is aimed at reducing drag, as the transition between the main plane and end plate has historically been a source of aerodynamic inefficiency. By mitigating vortex generation in this region, Haas hopes to improve the overall efficiency of the rear wing. However, this may come at the cost of a slight reduction in downforce. Additional refinements may become apparent during pre-season testing in Bahrain, but Haas's overall approach remains conservative. The design team is confident that progress is being made in the wind tunnel, suggesting that radical changes were not necessary. If maintaining the 2024 front suspension results in a well-balanced and predictable package, Haas could gain an early season advantage over rivals who have undertaken more extensive revisions. The true test of this philosophy will be whether stability and incremental progress translate into improved performance on track. Toyota's partnership with Haas is set to have a significant impact on the team's performance in Formula One. While Haas continues to rely on Ferrari, using its Maranello wind tunnel and maintaining its partnership with Dallara, Toyota's arrival has already started to raise the team's potential. One immediate manifestation of this collaboration is the launch of Haas's TPC, Testing of Previous Cars program, which allows F1 cars from 2021 to 2023 to be run. The team began on-track testing last month, a step that wouldn't have been possible without Toyota's involvement. However, the full benefits of this partnership will take time to materialize. As team principal Ayao Komatsu describes it, this phase is still the excitement phase. While Toyota has already started contributing from its motorsport headquarters in Cologne, Germany, it is also working on modernizing its facilities to meet F1 standards. Beyond the test program, Toyota's impact on performance will remain limited in 2025, with the real gains expected in 2026 and beyond. Haas overachieved last season by finishing 7th in the Constructors' Championship, taking advantage of the struggles faced by teams like RB, formerly AlphaTauri, Williams, and Sauber. The team would have finished 6th if not for Alpine's surprising double podium in a rain-affected race in Las Vegas. Repeating or improving on that result will be a significant challenge, given that Haas remains the smallest team on the grid. As Komatsu pointed out, no other F1 team operates with just 330 people working on the chassis side while relying on an aging facility in Banbury, UK. Despite these limitations, Haas is determined to avoid slipping to the back of the grid. The team has made significant changes over the winter to sharpen its performance, particularly on the trackside operations. Komatsu described these as huge changes designed to address key weaknesses from last season. While major improvements were made in communication and development between the UK and Italy bases, the focus now shifts to refining the race team's execution. To strengthen its trackside operations, Haas has introduced 3 key senior roles. Francesco Nenci, formerly of Audi's Dakar program, has joined as Chief Race Engineer. Ex-RB strategy engineer Karun Chandhok has been appointed as the new head of strategy, while Mark Lowe returns to the team as sporting director. These additions aim to enhance the team's decision-making and provide an extra layer of experience. Further changes have also been made to the race engineering lineup,